Welcome back to We Like That podcast.
Because we like that. I'm Joe.
I am Calvin.
And welcome back.
Sup?
How was your week?
I guess it was fine.
You guessed. My week was traumatic. I had to do a bunch of grown folk doctor appointments. Being grown and going to the doctor is a completely different thing from when you were younger. So, but knock on everything. So far, so good. I just have this grown adult dentist appointment next week to knock out.
Everybody acting like I haven't been to work in months.
You were gone for a minute. You never call out, so I'm sure it felt like it was months.
Acting like whatever. I'm like, I don't know, sure. Oh, look, you've decided to come back to work. I'm like, ha ha, ha ha.
You were out for
Funny.
a minute, so I believe it.
So, sure, yeah.
I believe it.
Other than that, let's get to Dat Happened with Joe.
So, That Happened with Joe. Real quick, it's all going to be, shout out to the Shannon Sharp sex video that got released accidentally, apparently. He says he was accidentally on Instagram Live, when he was having relations.
You like that? Skip, you like that?
No, not Skip, Michelle.
Sound like an old slave having sex in a barn.
That's what a lot of people said. So, apparently he's from rural Georgia?
He's from Savannah.
Does that mean it's rural?
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't Savannah a big city? He said, not really.
Stop.
All right.
You were in Savannah.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a big city. Hotels everywhere, all those restaurants.
Counting KFC a restaurant?
I was able to order from like a gazillion different places on DoorDash to bring to the room.
Okay.
They had boba tea.
Okay.
That's not KFC.
You act like you were in Chicago.
You act like it was like Dirt Roads, Wando.
No, it was Durham.
I don't know what that means.
It's like, it's a town.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
You acting like you was in LA or something.
Not LA, but I didn't. When I think rural, I think like nothing's out there. Dirt, maybe some farm fields. That's what I think.
Okay.
Anywho, so people are wondering if it was accident or accident on purpose, because apparently you got to do a lot of steps to get on Instagram Live.
You like that? You like that, Michelle? You like that? You like that, Michelle? You like Michelle?
The surprising thing for me was a lot of women being like, she's so vocal. I didn't think this lady was that loud. I didn't think she was that loud.
No, she really wasn't.
So, this is
like,
very interesting.
Yeah, they act like she was in a porn.
Yeah.
A porno.
I didn't think she was that loud. So anyway, shout out to that.
Sounded to me like she knew it was on and she was trying to be cute.
It makes me wonder if they were doing something for themselves and didn't realize that it was live. It felt like they were trying to record for themselves. But anyway, who knows? On TikTok, there is lesbian drama that's going viral. Let me tell you the story. So apparently this person gets on there and is like, I'm trying to get a divorce from my wife. I found her sleeping with my best friend in our bed in our house. So I'm working on trying to get a divorce, and they've been posting
best
videos.
Friend a guy?
Yeah, best friend's a guy. And they've been posting videos.
Let me guess, she's the D word?
Calvin. She is masculine presenting, sure, if you want to say that. And
okay.
her wife was not masculine presenting. So,
okay.
So she's been posting TikToks to kind of like, she said it was like therapeutic for her to kind of like rehash everything that she's been going through, because she says it's a lot of trauma.
Is the manly one supposed to be how she look manly, or does she look real feminine?
What do you mean? I said she's masculine presenting. That usually means she looks mask.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I just want to know. I just want all the details.
Why?
That's all. Because there's a trend of something of manly presenting women now sleeping with dudes.
Okay.
And I guess
there's a trend of it, or is it a trend of masculine presenting women saying that they would fuck a dude. Because I've seen that.
No, sleeping with dudes now.
How is it a trend?
And saying they're not, and they don't want to sleep with a dude, but they're now sleeping with dudes.
I'm confused.
And it's like making the feminine females who are gay angry or upset for some reason.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I saw it. I shouldn't. Well, yeah.
I'm confused.
It's like they're getting upset because they're like, if you're bisexual, if you sleep with dudes, I guess a lot of them are like they're gay, they're not bi.
What?
I don't know. Same thing with dudes sleeping with dudes, and they say they're not bisexual, they're masculine.
They're not bisexual, they're straight?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, they're straight.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Spectrum.
Whatever.
Spectrum.
Spec gay.
Anywho, point is, this particular lesbian caught her wife having sex with her best friend, who's a guy,
mm-hmm.
In her house,
mm-hmm.
in their bed. She goes to kick them out. She recorded her conversation with them when she caught them to kick them out. And in that conversation, the wife goes, "I'm not leaving anywhere. This is my house." And the lesbian goes, "Technically, this is my house. Everything's in my name." And then her wife goes, "Well, I'm going to have kids in the future, so this is my house." The best friend doesn't say anything. The best friend's actually really sorry. He starts crying. He starts apologizing profusely. Apparently, he was living with them because he didn't have his own place. So the other thing is, they're posting all this up to talk about it, monetizing the video. Video's going viral, so that means they're making more money off of these videos. It all happened a year and a half ago. It's not even recent. It happened a year and a half ago. This person has moved on. They're currently dating somebody brand new. So then people are like, "Why did you post these videos if it happened so long ago?" She's like, "Well, I needed the money for the divorce because, divorces are expensive. But also she just reiterated that it was therapeutic. She had been ruminating on this event for like the past year, and this had helped her kind of get through it, allegedly. But it also drags this former partner through the mud. So that's happening. The bigger story is the pregnant mistress that has gone viral. After the wife had gone viral. So this is a guy who was married to a wife, married to this lady. His wife started posting back in March that she was recently confronted by his mistress in the driveway of her home, who told her that she was pregnant with his kid. The wife previously had no idea that he was even stepping out. So the stranger comes up to her at her house and is like, "I'm having what's his face's child." She's been posting how she's been getting through it, how she's trying to figure out how to move out of the house, how she's going to move on from the relationship. So she posted all of that back in March. Fast forward 6 months to now. The mistress starts posting her responses. It's been 6 months, but whatever. The mistress is just now posting her responses. And she's posting it with the husband. This is happening in Hampton Roads, Virginia. And there's all this backstory. You ready? So the husband is retired Navy. And in his story, him and the mistress, they both say, "Listen, we know what we did was wrong. We know the cheating was wrong. But we feel that you need to get the full story. We're not trying to defend our actions. But we're not all innocent in this. There's no angels and there's no villains. But also, the wife isn't completely innocent in all of this." So people are like, "What are you talking about?" So, allegedly, the story goes like this. The mistress and the husband knew each other years back. When she was 24 and he was 26. They got together. They dated for a little bit. And then they ended up breaking it off. The mistress says because of the long-distance relationship. Turned out that long-distance relationship was the mistress being in prison. She went to jail for a little bit. And the time that she was in jail, he moved on and ended up marrying his wife. Okay. Around 2020, she got out of jail. She kept in touch with the husband somehow.
She's been in jail for damn near 20 years.
No, she said she met him when she was 24 and he was 26. She's 37 now and he's 39. So no, she wasn't.
She's been in jail for at least 10 years.
Maybe 10. She doesn't exactly say when she went to jail.
Okay.
Just that she went to jail and got out around 2020.
Okay.
So she says she was getting her life together. She built her life back. And then her and the husband, the mistress and the husband, started to reconnect. They started talking for friendship purposes only, because the husband was lonely in his marriage.
Sure he was.
According to the husband, his wife, it started out good. They met on Tinder. They were dating. He has a son from a previous relationship. So he was nervous about moving forward with her like fast. But according to him, his wife wanted to move in like immediately. She wanted to get married to him like super fast. He claims it's because she needed health benefits and honestly a place to stay. She didn't have anywhere to live at some point. She got kicked out or evicted out of a place. So she needed somewhere to live. And she had some health ailments, so she needed health insurance as well. And him being retired Navy, he had benefits.
So he wanted to be Captain Save-A-Ho.
I don't know. So
and that's what it sounds like.
He says that like he doesn't say it in this verbiage per se, but he makes it sound like she's weaponized breaking up with him a lot if she doesn't get her way. So he had learned to just like let her do what she wants to do, basically, to avoid conflict. So he marries her. So she gets these benefits. According to him, she's a fantastic stepmom to his son. She is. What's lacking in the relationship is intimacy. He says he needs it. He needs intimacy in his relationship to like feel validated and feel loved. But she doesn't want to do it. She has to drink a lot before she's intimate with him. And then even then, she's not all the way there.
That means he sucks at it.
I don't know. So anyway, he's feeling a way about that. And he's like, well, let's go to couples counseling. Let's find out why this is like this. Do you even want to still be together kind of stuff? And apparently they've had this conversation like off and on throughout the course of their marriage. And it's her saying like, yeah, I do want to still be with you, but she doesn't want to go to counseling, yada, yada, yada. So he's just getting lonelier and lonelier and lonelier. Then finally she agrees to go to counseling. But she doesn't want to go to couples counseling. She wants to go to like therapy just for herself. So she starts to do that, but he notices like things are going downhill in the house. Like she's not cleaning anything. And when he attempts to clean, she doesn't want him to. She gets mad at him and starts a fight because she's not working this entire time. So he's like, with me going to work, she felt like her job was taking care of the house, but she's not taking care of the house. But if I step forward to take care of the house, then it's a problem, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. So it's going downhill in terms of communication and intimacy for him. He says he reached a point where he was just like, I'm like, he's really lonely. He's been talking to the mistress for at least, I think he said 6 weeks before they decided to do stuff. So they reconnected fairly recently to the March separation. So he said they had been talking for 6 weeks before it became something more between him and the mistress. Mistress lives in North Carolina. They're in Hampton Roads, Virginia. That's not that far from Norfolk. So that's what, 5-hour drive to North Carolina?
Sure.
Okay. So he makes a trek. He makes a trek to North Carolina, meets up with the mistress. They have their thing. Cool beans. After all that goes down, the mistress finds out she's pregnant. The mistress takes it upon herself to go and talk to the wife to let her know what's going on. And people are like, why? Why would you do that? The wife apparently at some point had posted that she was confronted by the mistress. And the mistress is like, it wasn't a confrontation, it was a conversation. And she plays a recording of the conversation she has with this lady. I don't think people know what words mean, basically. When I say I confronted you, what do you think that means?
I just told you what?
Right. It's not necessarily aggressive. It's not necessarily violent. I said, hey, you, and start talking to you, right? Confronted. That's exactly what she does to this wife. The mistress pulls up and goes, hi, I know you don't know who I am, but do you have a minute to talk? We need to talk privately. It's about your husband. And it's the wife going, I don't know who you are. Where do you mean? Where would we even talk privately? So, and then it's the mistress, verbal diarrhea, just going on about like, hi, I know your husband. We've been together. I'm pregnant with his kid. I just wanted to let you know. I hope you're okay. The wife does not like go off on this lady at all. She just goes, "Oh, well, thank you for telling me. I guess I got to have a conversation with him." And like, that's it. And I guess the mistress was trying to show like she didn't come with any ill will or malice. But she still did confront this lady with it, whatever. The rest of the mistress videos is her trying to turn the tables on what the wife has posted about them. The wife posted that, like, she, after she found out about the cheating, she left the house. And when she came back, she found the mistress's clothes and stuff. And she didn't know why the mistress's stuff was at the house. The mistress goes, "Oh, my stuff was at the house because the house was trash. I had to go to the house and help clean it up with the husband because her parents the wife's parents were coming to the house to help move the rest of her stuff out." She's like, "We didn't want them to come to a dirty house. That's why my stuff was there. I took time out of my day to go down to her house to clean it." And people are like, "You're not winning any brownie points by doing it. Like, what are you doing?" And they're still posting to this day. They are still posting. So recently, the husband put out that he can't get the wife to sign the divorce papers right now. She's completely ghosted him. She's privated her TikTok account. She's like, there's no communication whatsoever right now. So all he can do right now is do a civil suit against her. Have you heard of an affection law? An absence of affection law? I didn't know this existed.
Sure.
So not a lot of states have it. A lot of states got rid of it because it's dumb. But basically, an absence of affection law is essentially a spouse withholding quote unquote affection from their partner, and they can be sued for it. It's an ancient old law that used to be everywhere, but a lot of states got rid of it, but North Carolina has not. So he filed for it in North Carolina.
But he was not married in North Carolina.
And nor do they live in North Carolina.
So,
but apparently you can file a civil suit anywhere. Because it's not a criminal suit.
It's not going to go anywhere.
I doubt it's going to go anywhere. But he says he's doing that. And he also sued his wife's, what do they call it when the guy is cheating? We have mistress for girl. What is the guy, mister? You don't know? Apparently, the wife also had an affair. After learning about whatever the husband was doing with his mistress, she went and had an affair. And according to the husband, she had more than one affair. My thing is it an affair at that point after she found out that you were cheating and you separated? Is it an affair? Or is it technically an affair because you guys are still married?
Sounds like to me someone got upset because she went out and gave sex, had no problem going out and sleeping with somebody else and not sleeping with him.
Maybe. If it even happened.
Sound like hurt feelings to me.
I wonder if it even went down. So anyway.
Anywho, this whole thing is stupid.
So he thinks that the wife is avoiding him right now because she's realized that if they get a divorce, those benefits she's been using will be gone. She won't be entitled to anything. That's not usually how the military works. But sure, go off. As somebody who's worked in a vicinity of having to assign benefits to dependents, I know that if you married this military member for a certain amount of time, you're actually entitled to some benefits for a certain amount of time. So, yeah, there you go. That's it. What did you think?
I think it's stupid. I think she went up to the wife, and told the wife all that stuff because he made her feel that it was her place to do. That's why she did it. Oh,
you think? Okay.
Yes, she did it because he made her feel like that was her place to do. There was no reason for her to do that.
Agreed.
So she did it because it's the husband's fault she did it. Number one. Number two, you can't play Captain Save-A-Ho and then get married and then get mad because now you have to continue to be Captain Save-A-Ho. The whole relationship.
I guess he thought he'd get rewarded for being Captain Save-A-Ho, and he wasn't rewarded.
He got rewarded.
How?
She married him.
That was the reward?
That was the reward. Her saying yes to him marrying her. Mm-hmm. If he already said, first, she didn't have a job when he met her. Okay. She had all these issues before you met her.
Yeah.
You took it upon yourself to take accountability. Well,
Yeah, no, you're right.
to take accountability for all that stuff she lacked.
Yeah.
So you got it.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you thought it was going to change.
Well, I think he thought the payback would be
What?
intimacy.
What's the payback? I'm pretty sure she was sleeping with him before they got married.
Yeah, but then she stopped when they got married. And I think he thought it was going to continue.
Hey, well, don't bet on black all the time. I'm going to tell you.
The story was wild. Of this was wild. Also, the mistress is leading all of these postings now between the two of them.
Like I said, I don't
understand why.
Because she has nothing to do.
So people are like, monetization. They're doing this piece to also make money off of everything that just happened.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Hysterical.
It's just to make money. I just think I don't know what he expected from the wife. That's all I'm saying.
He expected sex. That's what he expected. He expected to be like cherished and be intimate, make love and whatnot, and he didn't get any of that.
I don't think she was cherishing him and doing all that stuff before they got married.
I agree.
I think he got married thinking it's going to change, and it didn't.
That happens a lot. A lot.
I don't think it was on. I think him and that girl was still in contact the whole time he was dating his wife.
Probably.
So it's not like they found each other 2-3 months ago and all. No, they've been talking the whole time she was in jail.
Probably.
So he probably went and seen her when she was in jail. Probably.
It was just very interesting how the mistress set this up. Like she gave this grandstanding about their history. Like somehow the history gave better reason as to why they both moved the way they moved. But it was like, that doesn't make any sense. Just because you claimed him before doesn't mean that everything else you guys subsequently did was good. And they keep doing this thing where they're like, we understand that you're not going to see us as the good guys, but then they continue to like try to validate their experiences by saying that it wasn't completely bad. She was also awful. Like the wife was also awful. It's like, was she?
People keep watching and listening. That's why.
It is so funny. All of their comments are hate comments, but that's still engagement. Like engagement is engagement.
Yes.
It's very.
That's all it is.
It is hysterical. But when he said Hampton Roads, I perked up. I said, oh, what? And apparently he used to work up in, he says, Northern Virginia. We all know that to mean Alexandria. He had a job up this way for a little bit. And then COVID hit and he had to go back down to Hampton Roads.
Okay.
Very interesting. How close to home. So I found that all very interesting. Oh, let me show you the pictures of the people.
I really don't.
Because people were also like, he didn't even trade up. He did all of that. And he didn't even trade up. All right. That's the husband. He looks like a typical retired Navy dude.
Sure.
This is the mistress.
Wow.
Okay. Right. Okay. And then, this is the profile pic that was on her TikTok. It looks like a completely different person.
It's not the same person.
Right. And then this is the wife as well. They look like they're all from Hampton Roads.
That's hilarious.
It is So my other thing, though, I feel like after all of this drama, because it went viral, all this drama, if anything, should prove to people, you can find love anywhere. Anybody can get with somebody. Anybody can.
And I'm the cold-hearted person.
What? Why is that cold?
I'm the messed up person.
Why is that cold? It's positive.
Whatever. Moving on to Worth the Watch. Coming from America, episode 2.
Yes.
Of the HBO series.
Yes. You want me to lead it since you were asleep?
Sure.
Alrighty. So we catch up with the Kelly family. This is the family that moved from the Bronx, New York to Accra, Ghana. This is the comedy family. They're trying to open up a comedy venue in Ghana. They are struggling. I'm not gonna lie. They're trying to get the feel for being in Ghana. They go to a restaurant. They go to a Ghanaian restaurant to try food for the first time. And it's a culture shock for everybody. There's no menus. It's pictures on the wall. You point at a picture and they bring it to you. There's also no silverware.
Yeah, eat with your hands.
Yeah, eat with your hands. They see on the table that there's these bowls with pitchers, and they thought that it was to drink water. And the waitress was like, it's to wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Right?
Yeah.
So they start eating with their hands. They're struggling because they don't want to touch the food. to, it's some of the biggest chicken I've ever seen that they've got to try to break apart. Like when they ordered wings, it's not just the wing of the chicken. It's like the full arm of the chicken.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. So they're trying to break things apart so they can eat it. Also, nothing is fried. So that chicken looks like a chicken. It's just cooked. So it's like chicken skin chicken. So they're struggling. Gerald, the father of the family, goes to eat with his left hand, and the people around him go, no, 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 no. You got to eat with your right hand only. And apparently in Ghana, it's a custom. You eat with your right hand because that's a clean hand. You use your left hand to wipe yourself. This is the poo hand. Left hand, poo hand, right hand, eating hand. You're not supposed to use your left hand at all. So he's like, okay. And like they get through it. They say the food is good, but Hunter is struggling. Hunter wants American food. He's having nightmares. He sees monsters everywhere. He can't sleep by himself.
I'm having nightmares.
You see him in this bed like at night, and he's just like, he's overwhelmed. He's flipping and flopping, and then he calls for his mom to come sleep in the bed with him. This is upsetting Gerald because they're supposed to be working on their marriage, and he feels he can't really do what he wants to do at night with his wife because she's constantly in Hunter's room because Hunter is struggling.
Don't sound like she was gonna give him none anyway.
So
hearing a couple of conversations she had with him,
Lamara goes to get her hair braided the next day, and honestly, damn. First of all, I get why people would book a flight to like Nigeria or Ghana and get their hair braided and come back. It's literally cheaper to do that than to get your hair braided here. She paid $20. She paid $20 to get her hair done. And you know how long it took? Normally, if you get your hair rebraided, you're in there for hours. Her hair was done in 2 hours. They were braiding so fast in there. They have a standalone with one of the hair braiders, and she's like, "Yeah, I want to move to America because apparently I will make a lot of money braiding hair in the States." Because she would. Lamar is telling them, if I got my hair braided like this in New York, I'm paying $200 to $300 to get this all done. Not this $20 business. She's excited. I was excited for her. So then Gerald and the rest of the boys, they get gifts. They hear a knock at the door. They go to answer. And it's these guys who brought 2 goats and 2 chickens in a box. And they're like, congratulations, here you go.
The 2 dead looking chickens.
Gerald is upset. He's like, who is pranking me? Take these animals out the house. When Lamar gets back here, she is not going to want it. I got to find out who did this. They got to go. Hunter's excited. Hunter's like, oh, these are so cute. They can be pets. Like, he's super excited. Gerald's on the phone like, who is pranking me? We cut to another family. The name I can't even remember. But they're the expat family. They moved from Texas to Ghana. They're supposed to be our 4th family, but we still haven't seen them yet. But it cuts to them doing their YouTube series about like the do's and don'ts in Ghana. If you get gifted goats and chicken, it's coming from the head of a tribe, a local tribe. Like he said the queen mother and the king, but it's really the leaders of that tribe. If you get gifted this stuff, you're not supposed to turn it away. You're not supposed to be dismissive of it because they view you as important. It's supposed to be like a gift of goodwill. So you're supposed to take it. No questions asked. Because apparently goats are expensive down there.
Yes.
And chicken are. So,
yeah.
But Gerald doesn't know any of this, of course. And then when Lamara comes home, she's like, what is happening? What is all of this? You guys better figure it out. They're talking about selling them. Who knows? Who knows? The other conversation they have is how are they going to start this venue? Because they got to work together to start making money. They spent their savings to move to Ghana. So they need to hurry up and figure out how to open up the venue. That is a conversation I missed. That's when you woke up. They were having a conversation about disagreements they had in the past about management styles. Lamara left her career as like a music critic to manage Gerald. But according to Lamara, her trying to manage Gerald didn't lead anywhere because any decision she made, he like questioned or didn't follow. Now, I heard that all he did was turn around and ask female comedians, but you said he was just asking other females.
Yeah. Sound like what she said. He was just acting females.
Okay.
So it sounds like she was a friend with benefits that turned into a girlfriend.
Friend with benefits who maybe turned into a baby mama who then turned into a girlfriend?
Sure.
Mm.
then he's like, yeah, you can manage me.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But then he was still out there playing games.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime, it sounded like to me, it wasn't that he was taking advice from other females. It sounds like he was just messing with other females. And that's what was getting under her skin.
Well, to me, she was talking about the professionalism of it all. To me, it sounded like he was listening to everybody but her.
Yeah.
To
me, I think she kind of conflated two incidents.
Okay.
Two different incidents, and it sounded like one.
Okay.
So I think on one hand, she talking about we're together. We ended up getting married or what, getting together, and he was out there cheating.
Oh, to you. Okay.
Yeah. Then she was like, when I give him business advice, he will ask other comedians or other people and not take my advice that I'm giving him, even though I'm his manager.
Right.
So I'm like, what was the point back to me?
Right.
Making me your manager, you're not going to listen to me anyway.
Right.
So I think it was two different conflicts she was talking about, and she made it, and it sounded like one because she ran it together like one.
Well, I think she sees them as related. So,
yeah. So, but I think that's what the issue was. He was cheating, and he wouldn't listen to her business advice.
That makes sense, because she's been talking about for the last 2 episodes now of how she kind of has like a loss of identity because her whole life is the boys and her husband. Yeah, and she doesn't have anything for herself. So she's hoping that being in Ghana is going to give her a little bit more like independence and identity. But she also feels like Gerald's not really working towards helping to fix the marriage and just thinks the move is going to fix everything.
And that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
I think he thinking in his mind,
we're in a different place now.
Ain't no women out here, really. So
so I couldn't do that. Do that.
But what he's going to realize is that's not the case.
It's very interesting. And then we actually jump to the Davis family. So this is Julia Javon Davis. It's not much on her side. Her eldest son finally makes it. So now all her kids are in one place. And she talks about how, she's getting ready to settle down. She's hoping this move to Ghana is the last move that they make because she has been dragging her kids all over the United States. So she's hoping that this last move is the final move for them. She feels like it's a restart for all of them. I don't know how accurate that is, but she feels it's a restart for everybody. She says what she needs to do now is get her wellness center, settled and created and find a man in that order. She also gets a heads up from her bestie that her bestie's friend, this guy named Gus, who's apparently in Ghana, is willing to meet her, wants to go and meet her. She gets a knock at the door. And she gets this gorgeously decorated gift box. And when she opens it, it's all of these it's an awesome gift. She gets like a gift box of goodies that are very unique to her, like all her likes and interests, including this journal where on the first page, this man has written this very loving note about how excited he is to meet her that night. Then we cut to our expat family, who are like Ghanaian men. They don't say it in so many words, but basically they're all talk and very little action. They do not hesitate to hit on you or propose marriage to you, regardless of who's right next to you. And in the expats video, they talk about how the wife frequently fields this attention from these men, even with her husband standing right next to her. She's like, Ghanaian men are very interested in American women. They're very invested in them, and they will go above and beyond to court you, but it may not be the strongest relationship, is what it's hinted at. That's what's implied. So Julia goes on this date with Gus. She spends most of the date by herself. His phone keeps going off. He keeps taking calls. He keeps text messaging somebody. He's not really paying attention to her. And that's where we leave it. She was really hoping to find a king. I don't know why she thought that was going to happen with an African man, but okay.
Seemed like Gus was not interested.
Is it that he's not interested, or is it just the culture?
Or it was just him being him. Who knows? I don't know, but it seemed like he wasn't interested. But it could just be the culture. So I just chalk it up as that's the culture.
My real life experience, but this is me as an American talking to other American women who are dating African men who are in America. That's normal. It's very normal, unfortunately, for them. They'll talk about how, like, through text messaging or when they're on the phone with them, it's one way, but then when it's in person, it's like complete day and night situation.
All right, cool. The third family, I can't remember their names.
The third family, they're actually second on our notes. Third family is the Smiley family. They're in Zambia.
Oh, that's the one with the black white guy and the black
Yeah.
The wounded up black woman.
Elaine and Gabriel.
Yeah.
Or Gabe, as she calls him. They are realizing that they stick out a lot in Zambia because they're like the only interracial couple at all. You see them go out for like and have a date night because Gabe's mom is in town. That's a whole, we'll get to that story. But they go out for a date night and they're talking and meeting up with other people in the community. And the topic of conversation is this white man in the room with them. He's the only white guy there. They cut to Elaine and Gabriel doing their own like confessional. And it's Gabe like, I didn't even think that this was going to be such a big thing over here. Because in America, it's only white people. And Elaine is quick to correct him and is like, it's not just white people in America. I'm from America. And she like points to her skin. And he goes, well, you know what I mean. Which to me is one example of how like, I feel like Elaine is a little culture blind in some respects. She views her and Gabe as the same and they are not.
No. What he meant was he's the only white person in the room now.
What he meant was he's used to being the majority and he's not the majority there.
Yes.
Which she knows, but it just cracked me up that she didn't clock that that's what he meant when he said in America it's all white people. So anyway, but she goes on to say, I don't even see color with Gabe. He's just Gabe. All right. So
says the wounded up woman that cries every 2 seconds.
Cries every 2 seconds?
Because her mom won't get on a plane to come see her?
Later, she cries about that, but that's with reason. So then Gabe's mom is in town. Like I said, she was there to watch the kids when they went on their date night. He did not tell Elaine his mom was coming at all, that his mom was planning to come at all. They just got settled in Zambia. It's been like a couple of weeks, and he's like, yeah, my mom's coming. So, and he tells her while his mom is still on the flight, because it's a 30-hour flight to get down there. It's a couple of days-ish. So she's like, are you kidding me right now? Gabe goes on to his confessional to state that he understands it's probably triggering for Elaine. One, her mom will not travel on an airplane. So he knows that his mom coming is going to trigger her missing her mom. He also knows that his wife and his mother don't get along. He's like, my mom sometimes says some things that upsets Elaine. You know, it is what it is. It's like, you suck. Then
Nope,
3.
That's her fault.
He hopes that his mom visiting is going to show Elaine's mom that it's good to come on down. For some reason, Elaine's mother and Gabe's mom actually talk to each other a lot. And before Gabe's mom came down, she had a conversation with Elaine's mom and was like, are you sure you don't want to come with me? And she was like, I am not going down there. So Gabe is like, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show my mom all the sites. She's going to have such a wonderful time visiting us. She's going to take that information back to Elaine's mom. It's going to help Elaine's mom calm down. Elaine is like, she's going to tell my mom every negative thing she can think of about her trip. There's no way she's going back with positive information. As soon as this woman touches down and sees Elaine in the new house, she has something negative to say immediately. Elaine has a helper at the house. They say it's part of African culture. It's not uncommon for households to have a helper, which is true. A lot of them have like a housekeeper of some sort. However, they say that this lady comes to their house basically sun up to sundown, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So that's a good portion of the week. And they pay her $50 American a week. The exchange rate's a little different to something in Zambia, but $50 a week? Anyway, that's insane. Anyway.
Okay.
Gabe's mom sees this helper and is like, oh, that must be nice for you, Elaine. You have somebody who's going to take care of the household and the kids and you don't work?
Is she lying? Shots fired. Is she lying?
Yes, she is lying.
Okay.
First of all, Elaine is Control City. There's a lot of other things that she has to pay attention to and be on. And she explains it talks about her other duties in the house that she actually takes care of, especially for herself and for Gabe, not just the kids. So this has helped her because she's had breakdowns before for not having the help. So.
Oh, so she has mental issues. That's why she can't work?
I don't think it's mental issues. But I also think she doesn't work because she wants to be there for the kids. I think it's a priority for them to have her in the house. So they're not paying for childcare.
So what's the mom getting mad about? He wants her home.
The mom doesn't like Elaine. So she can get mad about whatever she wants to get mad about.
Well, Elaine doesn't see color anyway. She didn't see a lot of stuff. So why does it matter?
Well, they don't get along. And it's Elaine like trying to bite her tongue. You saw it. There's a part in there where Elaine tries to hug this woman and this woman dodges her. So Gabe is like, all right, let's go to part 2 of my plan to make this a great trip for my mom. I'm going to take y'all camping. We're going to go to this campsite in Zambia. It's supposed to be gorgeous where we can see the animals. It's going to be great. So they go there and it is gorgeous and they can see some hippopotamuses and some monkeys, like some baboons and stuff. And then when they go back to the camp, because it's like it's a glamp, basically. It's supposed to be like a luxury camping site. They get back to the main place and he's like, all right, so what are we doing for dinner? And the guy goes, you're here off season. There's no cooks here. There's no dinner. He's like, is there any food? He's like, no, this is off season.
Here's my question. How did he book a place that was off season?
He is an idiot. So he says a friend of his said that he could go visit this place for a discount. He didn't ask no other questions. He didn't look into any other details, nothing else. He just was like, cool, done. No food. So already off to a rough trip. There's no way. Then he goes and finds a resort for them to go stay at for the next day. And he's like, he makes some calls. He's like, I found a resort. I told him to give me the best place they got. Let's go. The resort is gorgeous. They have their own, what do they call it? Like the pool they had? What did he call it? Dip? Whatever.
The downer pool? I don't know.
It's their own private pool, basically, for them to just like soak in. But it's near all of the brush. So you get to see all the wild animals nearby, live and in person. But the resort is gorgeous. Where they're staying at is gorgeous. There's food. So it's great. They go on a safari. He's like, we're going to go on a safari. This safari is basically a go-kart. Not a go-kart. What is it called? A golf cart. It looks like a golf cart that they're loaded into. Driving down the dirt roads. They get to see all the wild animals. They're like, this is so amazing. And then they come across this herd of elephants. And one of them elephants is not feeling them. Like, they go to drive, and this elephant is like looking at them and moving to like charge them. Elaine freaks out. She gets real scared. She's like, don't make any noises. Grab the kids, put them on your lap. Let's not do anything. We got to wait for him to stop. The guy driving the golf cart, not phased. But Elaine is freaking out. And then Calvin said the elephant flipped them off. So
yeah, elephant like, you scared. He pretend like he's walking away and come back, stop running after my eyes. Scared.
That's not like
you know you're scared. Say something. Say something. Say something.
But it was this elephant like almost running up to them.
Say
and then like
another word. It's all
mean mugging them. Like, do it. Do something. Do something. I dare you. Stop. It was funny, but Elaine was scared, terrified. Anyway, but the safari goes well. And it seems like that's where we kind of leave them. They're still at the resort. And that wraps up the episode of Coming From America.
And so that's it for...
Basically, I think the preview for next week is like, will Julia's dating life, will she see anybody that she likes? Will the Kellys figure out how to get this comedy venue off the ground? And most importantly, will the Smileys get a moment of peace from Gabe's mom? Who knows?
Never. And time for love, 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 love after lockdown.
Wow. Extra soulful.
Kim and Joey. So basically,
okay.
We pick up with Kim and Joey in the, I guess, the kitchen, talking, whatever.
Yeah, in the house,
He's helping get the kids ready for school, I guess. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's taking too long. Then she gives this guy her card. to go get tires.
Let's talk about Joey's shock that he has to take care of these kids.
I'm not even going to talk about that's stupidity.
As he's getting these kids ready with the voiceover of Joey being like, I didn't know how to do all this. I didn't know it was all this stuff for these kids. I was not thinking this when I got out of jail. It's like, sir, what do you think kids entail?
But at the same time, I was ready to be a stepfather. Okay, whatever, dude. So, she pretty much gives him her debit card to go get tires.
He says he needs tires for the new car.
I don't know why she didn't just go and get the tires herself.
I don't know why she didn't just give him cash so that he can't spend over a certain amount.
She should have just went with him. That'd have been a smart thing to do. But no, she's stupid. She's a new type of stupid. So he goes to a rim shop. And I told you, he about to go buy rims. I already know he's going to buy rims.
He goes, I know she said I got to get tires, but I need to do something for myself.
So he ends up spending $2,200 instead
of the $500 he was supposed to spend on tires,
and getting some rims and tires
because it's 2006.
So comes back home.
Isn't he driving a Durango? Like, why does he need rims?
I don't think he's driving a Durango. I don't know what he's driving.
I think it's a Durango,
but it's whatever. So he comes back home. He's getting dinner ready. She comes home and she walks by. Then she takes a double look at the car.
Yeah, she's coming up the driveway
and sees that there are not only new tires, but new rims on the car.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, why did you get rims? I told you to get tires. And he's like, I need to do something for myself. You told me to spend $500. I spent extra $1,700.
Yep, $1,700.
$1,700 and just got me some rims. She's like, we can't afford that.
She should have said that, but she's like, we have other things we got to pay for. Our engagement party, the wedding.
Which is for you.
That's what Joey says. Joey goes, though, I don't need those things. You need those things. I don't need a party.
Is he lying?
I don't need the wedding. We could just go to the courthouse. Courthouse still costs money. Courthouse still costs money.
Does it cost the money that she wants to pay for a wedding?
Okay, this is probably a judgment, but I'm looking at the people. I'm looking where they live. How expensive you think this wedding gonna be?
She never said what they were doing. She didn't say it was gonna be in the backyard or nothing.
If anything, it would just be for food. I'm thinking the money they got to throw at it is gonna be for her dress, maybe his suit, and then food.
Whatever, and we leave it at that. She storms off.
Well, she goes, I'm just supposed to be okay with the fact that you spent this money and didn't console me. And he goes, you can be, or you can be upset about it. So it's your choice. So, which was hilarious.
Now you got Shantae and True.
No, there's more stuff happening with Kim and Joey.
Oh,
the girl.
Apparently, while he's getting his tires or rims, him and his boys are talking, and he's talking about his ex-girlfriend is trying to get back in his life.
She's blowing up his phone. The question becomes, how did she get his phone number? Because he's got a brand new phone number and phone. How is she texting him this much? Joey says that this is the woman that he was seeing before Kim, before he went to jail. And then she just dropped off, apparently, once he went to jail, stopped talking to him. But now that he's out, she's like, let's get back together. Joey's like, I wouldn't do that, Kim.
So
his boy goes, have you told Kim? He goes, nah. Nope.
Because we already know how that's going to go. And that's pretty much that. Shantae and True. So basically, True's driven up or driven down where, I don't know. Driven, wherever. I don't know. To be with Shantae.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're talking about meeting her kids. She's like, you're going to meet my kids, woo, woo, yada, 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 for a game night. Before that, they're talking about her having a whatever the thing.
Ultrasound. Mm-hmm.
And how she doesn't want him to go because they're still not in a good place. And when they get in a better place.
She doesn't want him to go to the ultrasound, right?
When she gets in a better place, then she'll invite him and let him come in to see the ultrasounds and all that stuff. He takes her to the ultrasound. She goes in and comes right back out. She really didn't do the ultrasound because she's like, I'm going to wait so that we can, I guess, do this together for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And when we get back in a better place. But she doesn't tell him she didn't do it, which is, I guess, it's a smart move for her. Finally doing something smart or whatever. Anywho,
why is it a smart move? He already went down there with her.
I don't know. Who knows?
Okay.
I'm just trying to give her a benefit of a doubt.
I didn't understand that logic when she was like, I'm not going to tell him I didn't get it done. I was like, why? Like, he already went down there with you. Confused.
So then they go back. They have the game night. And during the game night, Shantae's friend is grilling him. And that's when Shantae finds out that he might be going back to jail or he might have to go somewhere else.
He might have house arrest, right?
Because his PO now knows he's not staying at the address he said he's going to stay at.
Yep.
And now she's pulling rank and telling him to bring his ass in.
What did you think about the friend's conversation with True about his job? What did you think about his job?
What do you think, John?
What do you think, Calvin? I'm asking you.
He doesn't have a job. That's what I think. His job is gambling.
I thought that was hilarious. She was like, clock in, clock out. And he was like, yeah, give him my ID. And they scanned the ID. Okay.
Like I said.
How is that the same thing?
Yeah.
We also found out True has a 15-year-old son.
Oh, yeah. We also found that out. So then he coerces Shantae into driving down to wherever with him so he can go meet his PO.
I like how you say coerces, not coerce.
Because she shouldn't be going.
We were like, why is she following him in the car? And he's like, oh, just in case they arrest me, she needs a way to get home. I was like, okay.
So you know they're going to impound your car, right?
Well, yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. They would impound his stuff. What did you think? So he has to drive back to, I forget what the place is called. It's something random. But he has to drive back 5 hours someplace else, right? So they make this long drive. He speeds ahead of her so he can meet another girl at the Huddle House. Calvin thinks it's just to get a jacket. Clearly it was for something else.
I don't think they had enough time to have sex.
He said, I got a good 20 to 30 minutes. That's enough time to do something in a parking lot of a Huddle House.
Okay, sure.
I doubt he was just seeing this girl for a jacket.
Sure. Anywho, he meets this girl. Shantae calls him. He drives off, meets her at the...
He tells her he got lost. She's like, where are you at? Oh, I got lost. I took the wrong exit in the dark. Like, these exits aren't lit up.
Whatever. So, they go to the hotel, and that's pretty much them.
Yeah, we're waiting to see if he's going to get house arrest or whatever.
Pretty sure he's going to get house arrest.
What about Hope and Arthur?
Hope and Arthur basically picking up where they left off, and Arthur was seeing demons. They're back in a good place now, apparently.
Not really.
She then takes him. They're talking. Then she takes him.
Where did they go? Was this? I don't know that this was. Was it a place of worship?
It went to look like a place of worship.
Was it a? Was it a mosque? Because it looked like they were at a strip mall. Was it?
No, I think it was a strip mall that they turned into like a little praying spot. So
she says that he's going to talk with the imam, which is like a spiritual leader.
Yeah. So he went to. So basically, apparently he's Muslim.
Yes, he says he's looking for community, and after being in therapy, he's realized that he needs to have like a sense of community. So he's hoping to find it through his religion, which he hasn't really practiced.
Sure. So they take him in. He's like, we're gonna let this woman come in this front door just for now because you guys are guests. But there's another entrance for her. They take her to the woman's side,
mm-hmm.
and she's talking with the imam's wife, and the imam's wife takes her into another room so that the guys can do their worship or whatever. And she's talking to her, letting her know, hey, he should actually take care of you, this and that. And
well, she's telling her all the different tenets of the religion, like dressing the way they dress and how it was a hard conversion for herself because she actually came from a Catholic background. We also found out that Hope has a little bit of trauma associated with religion. She practiced Christianity, and when she was 11, she was sexually assaulted by somebody in the church who was a family friend. So she likes some aspects of the Muslim religion, like the whole fact that the women aren't sexualized because they are covered up. And yeah, then she gets into the conversation about like how Arthur is not really working and she's kind of paying for everything. Granted, this is maybe day 4 of him being out, so I don't know how fast she thinks it's going to happen, but okay. But yeah, according to the lady, the imam's wife, in Muslim religion, the guy is supposed to be the provider. He's supposed to pay for all the stuff. Whatever money he makes, they share, and whatever money his wife makes is hers.
So, Hope's listens to this crazy lady and leaves.
That's crazy.
Now we go to Hope sets up a little, I guess, sewing
Date
for them where they're going to learn how to use a sewing machine.
Yeah, it's at a place called the Stitch Hole.
So they go there and they pretty much make a purse together. Then she starts talking about how she wants him to repropose to her and marry her and all this stuff. He's like, yeah, I'll do it in due time. She's like, you proposed to that other girl you was dating. He's like, you know that wasn't real.
First of all, she said it was over the internet, and she wants him to get down on the knee in person.
So she's like, I'll do it in due time.
Yeah, I don't know why we would have to rush that.
And that's pretty much their whole conversation and their whole episode.
Here's my thing. She literally watched this man have a mental break outside. Like, she literally saw this just happen. Why would she think he's in any type of headspace to now move forward in a marriage? How?
Why not?
How?
Has she thought of anything that made sense?
So many questions.
No, there's no questions. This is what she wants.
I have many questions.
I don't understand why. Misery likes confusion.
I guess so.
Or
chaos.
Yeah, she likes chaos. So whatever.
Moving on to Julian and Christine. This is our white people couple over here in Annapolis, Maryland.
So we find out that
Christine has a job.
She has a job. She's pretty much a waitress. And she's making friends and everything.
She has to hide in the townhome.
So I told you, Vaughn, the kids don't know she's there.
I definitely thought the kids knew she was there. They just hadn't met her.
No, they really don't know she's there.
So here's my question. Why would the kids be like, how come we can't go to the third floor? Like, I have so many questions.
I guess she told them that monsters live up there, and the kids were like, that's good enough for us.
There's some logistics that don't make sense to me. Like, eventually she's got to get out that room to go to the bathroom. Eventually she's got to go downstairs to get food. Like, I got questions.
Eventually she has to move. So anytime they hear movement up there, they just assume it's just
ghosts, goblins,
or aliens or something. Anywho, then we find out that Julian actually doesn't have a job.
Right.
Hilarious.
According to him, he lost his job like a week to 2 weeks prior. And he's been going on job interviews when he's supposed to be, quote unquote, going to work.
Hilarious. Henceforth, now it makes sense why he's telling her she needs to get a job. And it's funny that
quite hypocritical.
The felon got the job before the guy who has no record.
Actually, he does have a record. He's just not a felon.
Oh, he does.
Misdemeanor. Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, anywho. And he finally tells her by accident. He could have still lied and said, I was doing a job interview to possibly get a new job.
Right. I've been looking at other opportunities.
Yeah,
yes.
He could have said that. But he's too stupid. So he finally tells her he doesn't have a job. And
what do you think about why Christine has to hide? He has her hiding because he has an agreement with his ex-wife that the ex-wife has to meet her first before the kids do.
I'm assuming the ex-wife is paying for his life right now. That's why he's not.
Oh, okay. That's why he's hesitant to push on that at all.
Yes.
She's probably supplementing his income right now.
Yes.
That makes sense. Because he says that he finally told his ex that he's seeing Christine, and this lady Googled her and, of course, found all the bank robbery information. He's like, and now she's acting like, she's never done anything wrong herself. I'm like, hold up. This is a lady whose kids are going to be spending a considerable amount of time with this person. And all she knows of Christine is the drugs and the bank robbing. It's a little alarming.
And that's pretty much them. They're, I don't know what they are.
They're the happiest couple, though.
She's still living in prison.
Basically, yeah. Her moves are being watched. She can't do what she wants to do.
I don't know how happy she really is.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. Finally, we're gonna get to the train wreck. That's Zariah and Troy.
They actually technically had the least screen time, but they made the most of it.
But I'm sorry, the train wreck that's Zariah, not Troy.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't put that on that man. But he is a glutton for punishment. I tell you that much.
No.
So we pick up Troy still not there.
This is right after they were supposed to be going to Buffalo, but Zariah threw a fit about the baby mama.
She didn't throw a fit. She threw a temper tantrum
about the baby mama, and Troy had to go for his walk, so he's just now returning.
So now we catch on to the story of Zariah
overhearing Karen talk to
Yana, and Karen bringing up that Zariah cheated on Troy.
Mm-hmm. Well, Karen says Yana told her this, and that she didn't know this information beforehand. Zariah goes, I don't know why she acting like this is new information. It's old information. He already knows. No one said he didn't know.
And she already knew, apparently.
Yeah, Yana already knew. Absolutely.
And the mom already knew, too.
Oh, allegedly. Okay.
Allegedly. The mom already knew, too. That's why she was yelling to herself or yelling to whoever she was talking to on the phone in the room.
So we spend most of the episode with Zariah behind a closed door.
Yelling.
But yelling at the top of her lungs.
So then, finally, you hear Zariah and Troy's mom kind of...
They go at it.
Going at it.
Yeah.
And then Troy walks in, finally. I don't know why. He should have walked in, got his stuff, and walked the hell right up back on out. And went to the train station. Hell, you don't watch 6 miles. You can walk another 6 miles back to the train station.
For real. You could have made it.
Ain't gonna kill you. So, he comes back. Zariah's yelling.
He's trying to talk to Zariah. She won't open the door.
She comes out the door finally. She's like, you know what? Go.
She comes out when Karen threatens to leave without her. She goes, listen, let's just roll out. Let's just go to Buffalo. Let's go to my house. Yeah. Let her cool down. Then Zariah all of a sudden is like, get in here. Get in this room.
No, she opens the door, throws a ring at him, tell him leave. Get the fuck out. We don't have to be in this relationship no more. And Nada took it, okay. I'd have got my stuff together, me and my mom would have rolled. But apparently she wanted him to go, but then she don't want him to go.
Of course.
So she opens the door, slams the door back shut there and there, and she's yelling at him like he's a child.
Mm-hmm.
You only got one time to raise your
Not
voice.
even like she's like she's about to fight him. Like she is screaming at this man.
You got one time to raise your voice.
Over something he did not do, nor had any control over.
One octave over your regular voice at me.
She's like, you gone, and your mom's over here talking to Yana about me cheating, and it's not new information, and I can't believe you tell your baby mama, and it's like...
And if you yell at me like that, it better be by accident. You better be yelling to get somebody else.
She's not yelling, she is screaming.
Well, screaming.
She's screaming.
And he's sitting there like he's a little child taking it.
We don't know that he's sitting. We can't see anything behind that closed door.
Eventually, he's taking it because he's still in there.
The editing is tricky because this is the same day from the last episode. This is not a new day. It feels like time has passed because we haven't seen a new episode for a little bit. But it's in the same day.
It's the same day. So they try to get in the door.
The production.
She slams the door back in their face. And then she throws her bra off.
No, it's the mic. She threw her mic stuff out.
Threw her mic stuff out. Like, we still can't hear you.
It looked like a bra, but it was not.
Screaming at the top of your lungs. We still hear you.
Yeah. Also, he still has his mic.
So
that's where we leave it.
Pretty much it. I don't know why he's still there.
Again, my theory is this is his normal. I would not be surprised if she didn't do this over the phone at some point. I wouldn't be surprised. Also, they met in person several times, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has not witnessed this already, which is why he went on his walk in the first place.
So now it makes sense why she has so much animosity towards the baby mama. She sees the baby mama as a threat to probably steal Troy, or somebody Troy would probably cheat on her with, even though she cheated first.
So here's my thing, though, and I really don't want to say it because, oh my gosh, but I could see her pushing him to be with Yana. I could see this being a deterrent for him, and then him seeing Yana and being like, this is less drama. And she already has my daughter. Like, this is better. This is a better plan for me. I could definitely see that.
Why not?
I didn't say it was wrong. I said I could see it. But I feel like it's her pushing her own destiny. Remember, she went and talked to her psychic?
That's what I'm saying. I
feel like she's making it happen.
If that happens, she's the reason it happens.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like she's making it happen.
She ran him off. And, too, I think she's still talking to the dude she was messing with.
I don't even know. I wouldn't put it past her to have people as a just in case. I wouldn't put it past her.
So, do he really need to be there? No. And that's pretty much love after lockup.
I think her screaming at him really got to you. You were like, what is happening?
Yeah, because I'm like, please.
Because she, like, it was
Like,
it was
even
bad.
even if my mom screamed at me, you're not going to scream at me.
It felt like we were looking at the definition of verbal abuse happening in front of our faces.
Yeah. And I'll give them this. This has been a really good season. I'll tell you that much.
Not boring, for sure.
It's been really good. So now on to 90 Days the Other Way.
Mm-hmm. This is episode 11 of season 6.
11.
Which couple you want to start with?
You can start it.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and kick off James and Natalia. Their whole story was around whether or not James wants to have kids. She did give him a coin massage. If you're not familiar with what a coin massage is, it's painful. They have to drag a coin across your back hard. It's supposed to help like release all kind of toxins and give you endorphins because of bruising. Anyway, he didn't know this. He thought he was getting like a sensual massage. Absolutely not. So then
sexual seduction.
So then they go to the beach, and this man just loves digging in the dirt. He's trying to, like, he's got one of those sonic scanners to find metal in the ground.
Well, you got to figure out a way to make extra money.
By digging in the dirt?
Yep.
On the beach? Okay, anyway.
He don't have any
He
other
finds
option.
a nail that he keeps and puts in his pocket. But then Natalia, like, very gingerly broaches the topic of, does he want to have kids? She lets him know finally that her best friend told her about a conversation that James had with the best friend about how he didn't want to have kids. He is avoidant for a good while, talking about like, why would she say this? I can't believe yada yada blah 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 blah. Like avoids answering the question, but then eventually relents and is like, yeah, right now I'm leaning towards not having kids. He says it's because of the way the world is. But I think the real answer is the part 2 to that he gave, which was that he feels it's permanent. Like if you have a kid, it changes everything. Your whole life is devoted to the child. And he doesn't feel like he's in a place to provide that for a child just yet, both financially and maybe even like in like personal support. I don't think he feels the maturity is there for himself to be there, even though he knows Natalia wants to have kids. And it's really big in her culture to have children. To Natalia's credit, she does not cry. She's sad, but she doesn't break into tears.
Whatever, she's stupid. The dude don't want kids.
He says,
but I blame.
Maybe once we have our feet, once we're more settled here in Indonesia, we've got, a better feel on our feet here. We'll, revisit this again.
He don't want kids.
I agree.
So I don't know why she's so.
But he hasn't given her a hard no, so she's like, maybe.
Whatever. Shekinah and Zopper.
Another nonsense situation.
You would think Shekinah is making it seem like Zopper pulled out a whole track of her hair.
When we left them the last time, it was right after their fight. They had their shared birthday, and it didn't go down well. They were talking about what kind of foundation Zarper would have with Shekinah in the U.S. because her family doesn't even support her, which led her to cry. And then they had a fight later that evening over a vanity. She wanted a vanity. He was like, no. According to Shekinah, it got a little physical because he pulled out one of her extensions.
She's really, really running this into the ground.
Zarper's retelling is that like he was just kind of waving his hands while they were talking, and her hair got caught in his watch.
She acting like this dude yanked her and pulled out a track.
He kind of did,
and she couldn't go nowhere.
No, she said she left. So she tells Zarper she's really upset about that whole conversation they had previously, and she actually had an abusive relationship prior to him, and it kind of triggered her, and she wants him moving forward to go to therapy and prioritize her more. She's had this conversation with him though several times. She's like, I'm not just going to stand for any mess, but I am going to do it again for this time. So I'm going to give him another chance. It's like, girl, okay, so he agrees though. He agrees. He's like, we can't just throw away our last year together.
We gonna throw away a year of nothing, of garbage down the tube?
It cracked me up when he was like, you don't feel no sorries?
You don't feel
no sorries for me?
You feel no sorries for me?
Granted, he is trying to translate a whole other language, but
feel sorry.
It cracked me up. And she's like, he's never been held accountable in his relationships.
Speaking of that, we got in Uber Friday with somebody. This dude who was the Uber driver.
Why did you get in an Uber?
Lyft driver, because we wanted to walk to the wharf. And then it took us so long because we walked the wrong way. And then had to
I thought the party was at her house.
No, this is at work.
What?
Every Friday they do some type of whatever, exercises or whatever.
Exercises?
This Friday the exercise was to walk to the wharf. We all wanted to walk to the wharf and walk to the wharf.
Wait, you guys set time aside at work to go do these exercises?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay, go ahead.
So we ended up walking the wrong way. Finally went to got in the right direction, walked to the wharf. And instead of walking back, caught a lift back. The Lyft driver spoke no English. So I'm like, so how long you've been driving Lyft or Uber? He like, yes. I'm like, that's not even what I asked.
You don't need to speak English. You just need to look at the map and be like, they want me to go here? Okay.
I'm like, so do you like driving Uber or Lyft? He's like,
yes.
Yes. I'm like, how long you been here, man?
Do you know where he was from?
No.
Okay.
The only thing no matter what I said, I'm like, you smell. Yes. He just said yes to everything. So I don't know. But that's pretty much Zopper to me.
You're hilarious. It's like Zopper knows English, so there's that.
No, he doesn't.
Calvin, yes, he does. He just had
he doesn't understand words.
You were so crazy, Colin.
And moving on to
there's Statler and Dempsey.
Dempsey.
Let's do Joanne and Sean, because that was little too. Statler and Dempsey, they're meatier. We'll save them for a little bit later.
Sure.
Joanne and Sean, that's our Irish couple. That's a lady from New York who has not told any of her family or friends that she's married to Sean.
So basically, Sean gets up.
And has been for years.
Sean gets up and goes and cooks breakfast. It's just meat and bread.
Listen, it is literal toast and sausage links. That's it.
And eggs.
That's it. No eggs.
Yeah,
just bread and sausage.
He did eggs.
There was no eggs. It was bread and sausage.
Best breakfast ever.
It looks so plain.
After breakfast, he goes with her sons to play soccer and
football
to pretty much bond a little. And he kind of bond with the oldest.
Yeah, they have a conversation. He's like, I didn't think I was going to meet you. I know you've been dating my mom for a little bit. He's like, yeah, dating your mom. Uh-huh. Yes. Yep, that's what we're doing. We're not married. He rented a house for them all to stay at for right now because he technically lives with his mom. There's not enough space.
So everything went smooth with the meet and greet with the boys. They get back, and I guess next week they're gonna finally tell them that they're married.
Maybe.
And that's pretty much them. That's pretty much all that happened.
What did you think about Joanne saying that she's thinking of moving to Ireland, whereas previously she has been, I'm moving to Ireland?
Whatever. I don't know. Whatever. That's all I can tell you. Whatever. She had years to make the decision to finalize it. I don't understand.
I have a lot of questions. Granted, this man is fine, so I understand why she is jumping through literal hoops to make this work. To a degree, I understand that. What I don't get, though, is what the back plan is if nobody is on board. I can't imagine her sons are like, yeah, you don't got to live with us anymore. We're cool if you only seeing us 2 weeks out of the month. That's fine. I got questions about what happens when the boys say no, that they're not on it. She says that she's not going to move if the boys aren't on board. But if she doesn't move, what's that mean for her marriage? What does that mean for Sean? They're just going to keep the long distance thing? Because he doesn't want to keep doing that. That's the other thing. So I have questions.
Sure. Okay.
Calvin.
I don't know what you want me to say.
You're not invested in this at all, is what you're saying?
No, she's had years to plan this right.
Yeah?
So I don't know what you want me to say.
All right.
Sounds to me like she don't want to really move.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Okay. So
I'm just confused. Anywho. Statler and Dempsey.
So basically, Statler and Dempsey go beekeeping or whatever.
We get a short, what is the word? Is it a bereavement?
Sure.
But from Statler's constant complaining for beekeeping. Yes, Dempsey surprises her with a surprise beekeeping visit. She's happy. Statler likes bugs. She loves an insect. And bees are her favorite. So she's happy for 2 seconds.
She should have brought those bees with them on
the ferry.
On the ferry.
Later, they have to travel and get on the ferry to go to France. Their whole plan is to leave the UK and hit France first, go to Italy, yada, yada, yada. If you know your geography, you know where you can go. So, but they got to cross some water. Statler is freaking out. She already told Dempsey that she's scared of boats, and she was under the impression that it was only going to be a 30-minute drive. So she was like, okay, I'm prepared. I'll prepare for 30 minutes. And then Dempsey goes, oh no, it's not 30 minutes. It's 100 minutes. Because we're leaving the UK to go to France. Why do you think it's 30 minutes? Anyway.
So now Statler is just pooping on herself the whole time.
She's
on the
freaking out hard. She's like, I just don't like boats. She talks about the one experience she had on a boat for a lesbian cruise where she spent the entire time shitting in a bucket.
Sound like someone got that date rape something. And
no, that was because of anxiety.
She got the shits.
It was because of anxiety, something different. She is neurospicy. Usually something out of what they're familiar with is shocking to their system, but she only recently discovered she's newly, neurospicy. So she's fully freaking out. She's like, I have to be somewhere where I can look at the horizon for the duration of the trip, which is 100 freaking minutes. They're on a huge ferry. If
that's an hour,
100 minutes is more than an hour.
It's 2 hours.
It's close to 2 hours. It's hour 40. So yeah, close to 2 hours.
Okay.
But you're going to stare at the horizon for 140 minutes?
Let her be. I think what happened was Dempsey, when she got snippy with Dempsey, I think that also triggered the conversation he had when she told Dempsey she didn't trust her. So I think all of that piled up and Dempsey just had it. So she had to release some.
I hope by now she has.
She had to release some of that she had
her own aggression. Yeah.
Yeah. She had to, she wanted to give some of this stuff back.
I don't blame her because she is trying to be nice and trying to be reciprocative of Statler's issues. And Statler is just being like, don't touch me. Don't talk to me. Why did you do this? I can't do this. Where are you going? Don't be near me. Like, it's what?
Don't go there.
What?
Don't do this. Don't park there. Shut the hell up.
She's been complaining nonstop. And then she made Dempsey cry earlier because she was like, my anxiety is at an all high. My history with romantic relationships haven't worked out. So I'm putting all of that on you. Just so you know, Dempsey is being blamed for a lot of stuff that is not within her control whatsoever.
Dempsey had a breaking moment, and I think that's why it went that way. Because Dempsey walks off a lot of times and comes back just to keep going.
Yeah.
So I think that was her way of, it's my turn.
Right.
The damn whatever your thing is right now, it's my turn. So I don't blame her for doing what she did. It is what it is. She should just drive off that boat and just leave her on that boat by herself.
Oh, they're not together anymore.
So is she back in the States?
Yep.
Okay.
According to Screen Rant, this was posted like 2 days ago. Statler Riley, which is Statler, has been taking digs at Dempsey throughout the season. And she spoiled it at the beginning of the season that they're no longer together. Good, Dempsey. Save yourself. Save yourself, Dempsey.
So, and that's pretty much them in a nutshell.
It's insane. Previews for next week show. Well, I didn't see anything about Inky and Corona for next week.
No,
but they show what's his face? The homeboys in China.
Lily.
Josh and Lily. I'm interested to know where this conversation's going because it's Lily going. Chinese culture. We don't ask for sex, so if we're not having sex, I assume it's because you don't want it. To Josh.
Take that.
And he's just doing big blanks at her. Like, what? I don't know what he's expecting. This is another relationship where, like, he puts a lot of blame on Lily for stuff that I don't understand, that I'm not understanding about.
Because he doesn't understand the culture, Javon.
It's very interesting.
But, what else are you watching? I got a couple of stuff that I was told to watch.
What?
Friday night. A couple of animes.
Who watches anime?
Al.
Really?
Yeah.
Al watches anime?
Actually, Marjan does too.
Oh, that's cool. What kind of animes they watch? They watch your stuff, the Ragnarok one? Is that what you asked me about the Ragnarok?
Yeah, I was giving them something to watch. Watch all the other stuff. The Last Airbender, all that stuff.
Did he watch Dinner and Dungeon?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Did he watch One Piece?
No, I don't think he's seen One Piece. He probably has.
Naruto?
But I'm just telling with the live action ones.
Okay.
Because
Oh, your what's it called?
Told him to check out Cowboy Bebop.
The live action Cowboy Bebop is dumb.
Yeah, I told him that.
That was bad. So was Death Note. But the live action...
He watches Death Note. He loves Death Note.
Death Note, the anime, is great.
Yeah.
Death Note, the live action is terrible. What's the one with the brothers? They're sorcerers. One has a metal arm. Full Metal Alchemist.
Sure.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them.
Okay. I wonder if Al watches them. That's so cool. Maybe I should have went. Because I didn't know he watched anime.
Also, there's a documentary on, I want to say it's HBO Max with the Elm Street, Death on Elm Street.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it.
It's pretty much about...
Real Deaths on Elm Street, I think it's called.
Yeah, Real Deaths on Elm Street. Pretty much, if you know anything about Nightmare on Elm Street, the movie with Freddy Krueger, I guess the real Elm Street that they're referring to has had some killings on that street for real.
I thought they were going to refer it to the study that people were doing on sleep deprivation and how all those subjects died. That's where Freddy Krueger comes from.
What?
That's where Freddy Krueger was inspired from. There was a clinical study on sleep deprivation. There were these people who couldn't fall asleep because they were so scared. They were having these insane nightmares.
Nightmare on Elm Street, but that's their name.
And they were dying in their sleep. That's where Freddy Krueger came from.
Yeah, but it's Nightmare on Elm.
But that one's called Real Murders on Elm Street.
Yeah, it's pretty much playing off the movie.
But so my question is, because there is a real Elm Street, so are they talking about actual murders that happened on Elm Street, or are they talking about the study?
I think they're talking about actual murders that don't possibly that happened on the Elm Street.
Very interesting.
That the movie was kind of took its name from, because it could have came Freddy whole shtick came from that research, but the Elm Street, same thing could happen to Elm Street, and they just called it Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
Because the murders on Elm Street could have been a big around that time too. So I'm just saying, that's what I thought when I saw it.
Oh, Real Murders on Elm Street is about small suburban towns across America that have been torn apart by murder. That's what this is.
Yeah. So check that out.
I want to see it.
Got anything else?
Scooby-Doo has a new movie I'm gonna watch.
Okay.
It's spooky season, so I'm excited to watch some spooky stuff.
Oh God, that's right.
And I'm trying to figure out how to watch Beetlejuice again. So yeah.
I was just watching the old Beetlejuice.
Rewatching it after seeing the sequel. What did you think? Does it still stand out apart from the sequel?
Yeah.
Is it still scarier to you than the sequel?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
It's not even a debate.
Okay.
The new one is not even scary at all. The only thing you see is with the mom with the whatever that thing is in her head, her eye, and the guy and the dad with the blade halfway in his head. There's no blood. There's no gore from that.
Right.
And the dude with half his head gone, that looks fake.
Okay.
So
you say it's a little more cartoony, more family friendly.
It's more cartoony.
Okay. That makes sense. But yeah, I'm trying to watch that Elm Street one. I've been keeping up with all the news around live action One Piece because the second season's about to come out. They're about to merge 2 arcs together. I don't know how that's going to work. There's so many characters.
That's what they've been doing the whole time, is merging arcs.
Oh my God. What is it? Baroque Works?
Yes.
So many of them are about to be in this second season. Like, so many of them. I don't know how this is. And Dragon is going to be making an appearance. What?
He actually did make an appearance before they went to the blue
line?
Blue line? Was it the red line?
I don't know.
Before they went to the red line.
But at the speed that they're going, we're going to get Brooke in like the 3rd or 4th season.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Chopper's making an appearance.
Yeah.
How is Chopper going to make an appearance? He's got to be full CGI. Yeah. But they're like, no, they could do what they did with the Sharkman or the Fishman. It's like, can they?
They're just going to make him walk.
Because he changes his body. His fruit lets him change his structure.
Yeah. So they can probably have him walking around as
supposedly a wrestler has been tapped to play whatever the muscle version of him is at some point. I'm interested to see how they're going to make this work.
Whatever. We'll see.
And the old lady's going to be there. The doctor. What's her face? The old woman.
What are you talking about? I don't know her name.
I think she's in Chopper's storyline.
Yeah, she's in Chopper's storyline.
Yeah. Dr. Valentine? I don't know.
Oh, it's something else.
But the other thing is the leads are aging up. So that's the other part. So I understand the rush to do this because your leads are getting older. I just have a lot of questions. I have so many questions.
Whatever.
So yeah.
That's it for me.
Oh, also, Netflix is about to do their own spin on One Piece. It's supposed to be the creator. Is it what's his name? Oda?
Yeah.
That guy?
Yeah. He's
helming it. It's basically going to be anime One Piece without all of the filler episodes. They're going to condense it. And some people are excited because a lot of One Piece is filler. It's a lot of like, remember when we did this type episodes? Other people are like, how far are they going to go with this? And why are they doing this like re-version of it for like English speakers? What do you think? Are you going to watch it? Because they're not using the old animation. It's newly animated and everything.
Whatever. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't know what to think of it. So we'll see when it happens.
I am interested in how that's going to work. My favorite storyline is the spooky one with the girl with the pink hair. I think her power is ghosts. She makes people scared.
You're talking about Brooks?
Brooks storyline. Yeah, his arc. That's my favorite one. The spooky one.
Okay.
But at the rate we're going, we're probably going to get there super fast. Frankie's also supposed to be coming. I think Robin might be coming. In addition to that, I'm interested to see what their take on Frankie is going to be. Is he going to be an American? Or is he going to be from somewhere else?
I don't know.
Well, so according to Oda, he's supposed to represent the U.S.
Okay. I'm pretty sure they keep it like that, I guess.
Are we going to have a bionic, no shirt on person the entire time?
I have no idea.
I'm excited. Also, they're supposedly tapping for making live actions of some other animes that are popular, like Black Clover.
That's going to be hard to pull off.
Why?
There's a lot of stuff going on.
You're not talking on the mic?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. That's going to be hard to pull off.
I feel like if they can pull off One Piece, which has gazillions of things going on, they can definitely pull off Black Clover.
Too much. You got the books, and then you got all the magic stuff they got to do. Heavily CGI'd.
And
then you got people flying around all the time, too. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to do.
Someone was like, they should do a live action Naruto. I don't know. But okay, yeah, that's all I got. I think I'm trying to get back into, is it Black Clover? No, I can't think of what it's called. The demon one. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
It's an anime.
Demon Slayer?
Yes. I'm trying to get back into Demon Slayer. It's so sad, though. I cry like every season. So, I don't know. I'm in a good mental space to watch it. So, we'll see. Or Tokyo Ghoul. I might watch that again. You said,
Yeah.
Do you watch any of the creepy ones? I don't think that's your type of anime.
Nope. I don't watch none of them.
Okay.
I tried to get Attack of the Titans, and I was like,
Attack on Titan? Maybe that way?
Yeah.
Interesting. A lot of screaming. Okay, so anything you're looking forward to? We have 2 wrestling matches to watch next weekend in the same day.
Whatever.
I'm excited.
Sure.
Moonsault. Oh, and Rock is supposed to be coming back to SmackDown. You excited?
No.
You don't want to hear him call somebody a sucker?
No.
Or a jabroni?
No.
You know you do.
Moving on with my life.
You're moving on with your life?
Yes.
You're going to turn into Macho Man Savage and start talking to the wall?
Yes.
All right, that's it. Thank you for listening to We Like That podcast.
So we like that.
Go ahead and click that subscribe button. You know you want to. And rate us 5 stars. I'm Javon.
I'm Calvin.
Later, people.
And we're out.